Everybody, welcome back. This is Band of Badgers, and this is our Beadle Grimm's Candela. I always get this right. Beadle Grimm's Candela Obscura playtest. So this is playtest content. Ignore everything we say and do for the next couple of hours. It's all published anyway, but we're doing it. As I said, I'm going to say it again. Playtest. So that we can help out the guys at Beadle Grimm's with some of their storytelling. Make sure it's top notch, and hopefully we get to put this on YouTube at some point. I'm feeling pretty shitty because we've got COVID here in the UK. I say that like it's a thing, like all the Americans are watching and think, no, COVID is in the UK, avoid it. It's not like that. And as you can see, the look on Steve's face as he dribbled away, he's like, oh.
It's like,
as bad as I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But that's what happens when we go places together. We get infected at the same time.
Well, we were fine. Look how many conventions we go to, and we go to a table game, and yeah.
I was to say we survived Expo. I don't think any of us got ill from Expo.
No, it was all right.
Never got ill.
Considering the amount of people we bumped elbows with there, and all of a sudden you get this.
Yeah. Even during lockdown, we went to Expo and we were fine.
Yes.
But yeah, we go to a table game and like, oh yeah, Dave, come along. Yeah, Steve, come along. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And then a few days later, we got COVID for 2 weeks. Right. But anyway, we're not bitter. Honest. Much. Let's crack on. So, do you guys remember what happened at the end of last episode? I know it was a couple of weeks away.
That poor old little lad got smushed.
Yeah. Poor little Vita got shanked.
Vita?
The lad that we sent to his room.
Yeah.
That's a loose that somebody's tire. Yeah.
To be fair, though, we did the right thing, didn't we? Because we told him to stay in the room. He disobeyed that directive.
He clearly left the room and got himself smushed.
We actually don't know how he came out of the room yet. We just know he's dead.
I mean, I checked on him as well with my mental.
Sorry, metaphysical Mog. You checked on him. So you were I'm getting into Benoit Blanc here. So you were the last person to see him alive.
No, via remote. It was via remote viewing. He was quite happy in his room when I mentally looked at it and checked on him.
So, you heard the scream, you all ran downstairs, and you found Lucretia over Vita's body. And his body had turned completely white. And I think that's pretty much where we left it, those final moments.
Yes.
So, what do you want to do? As you come running down, the dining room doors open up. The officers in there, they come running out. The dinner guests coming out, and everyone circles around. Who's the first to the body?
I would probably say me running, and possibly maybe I'll just say.
Yeah.
Don't know if anyone would have been running as quick or has been concerned.
Not with these ankles.
As I say, can't be ruining Polly's shoes.
Yeah, not with these many layers.
I'm gonna hang back a little. Excuse me, sorry. I'm gonna hang back a little bit because I would like to just observe what goes on, so that I can make use of my scout skill and try and pick up on people's body language.
Okay. So Duncan, you're first.
I'll say I'll be first, and I'll be sort of utilising my search, track, and spot skill just to be able to get to the body, see what's what, and have first look at what's around him.
Yep. Do your roll your dice. Do your check.
Okay. I'm going to put a drive into it as well.
Okay.
2 5s, and they're gilded.
Okay. So, as you run over towards Vita's body, Lucretia is hovering nearby. And she's almost in a state. She is paralyzed with shock. And she's too distraught to talk coherently. It's all just gibberish. It's coming, and all she's doing is screaming. The tears are running down her face. The thing you do notice is that there is a piece of paper in Vita's bald fist.
I palm that quickly.
Okay. As Riggins, the officer, comes out of the dining room, he quickly fills you in that it was none of us lot. Lucretia left maybe 2 minutes ago. So she said she was going to go to the toilet. Everyone else was with me.
I'd like to assume that 2 minutes is not enough time to kill someone, but I know differently.
Is Rudolph around in this group as well?
You see Rudolph join the party as well. Eventually, he comes up from the sort of kitchen side, and he stands there. He puts his hand up to his mouth in a shock gasp.
Can I do a read on that to see if this is too much body language or if it's genuine?
On Rudolph or
the
whole room?
I think for now specifically on Rudolph.
Okay, go for it.
I will use one of my drives on that one as well. Just to make
Can
sure.
I give, even though it's a cunning roll, can I give one of my drives from nerve at all, or is that?
No, I think it has to be within the.
Has to be within the branch, yeah.
Yeah, it's alright. I got. It's a critical success. I got 2 6s.
Nice.
And it'll be
yes.
he's fine.
He's fine. Rudolph is he is just as shocked as everyone else is.
Okay.
So
everyone appears shocked, yeah.
Everyone appears shocked.
So if Polly's specifically gone for Rudolph, I will try and read the room as I walk up. Unless, Dave, you're saying that Polly's thing gets actually the shock is all real for everyone.
Polly was focusing on Rudolph.
Yeah, cool. So then I'll do the rest of the room, looking for anyone that is overdoing it or underdoing it, or their body language isn't quite right. And I'll put a drive on that as well. That's a failure, but I'll take my gilded dice and get my drive back.
Okay.
I got a 3.
You have no idea.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There is a lot.
I've had a bit of a day.
Just calm down. Like, everyone gets upset by these eyes of dead body. Fair enough. All right, yeah, all right. I had noticed that.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Can I go up to the dead body and try my last moments again? So if I touch the body, I can sort of see a still image of what it saw just before death. But I do take a bleed mark, which will put me at 3 points of bleed.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know what happens at that point, but I'm sure something great.
It's the fourth one. It's the fourth one you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, that's fine then. Yeah. So yeah, Mog walks up and sort of kneels down next to the body and just sort of takes its hand and starts to try to connect with his moments just before his death.
Okay. You see, I'm gonna do it as like a playback. So you see, he's in his room, and he's been sitting there on his bed, reading his book. He puts it down. He's pacing in his room. It's a very small room, staff quarters, and then he kind of, you see him go to his small bedside cabinet. He opens the drawer, gets out pen and paper, and he quickly writes something. He quickly folds it, grabs his coat, goes up to the door, opens it, and he runs downstairs. As he's running downstairs, you see Lucretia come out of the dining table, the dining doors, double dining doors. And then he looks away from her. At that moment, the world explodes in pain. His head shoots up, and then he's on the ground. The last thing he sees is Lucretia running towards him, her feet.
I'll obviously relay that to the group once they're not. It's not something that we'd probably want to announce to everybody, I'd assume.
No.
So, but yeah, once I'll just sort of stand up and go, sort of like nod, like,
Wipe the blood away from your nose.
yeah.
So while you're doing that, the rest of the guests, the dinner guests, are starting to harass the Officer Bazard, Lieutenant Bazard, by saying, like, here's your killer, and they all start to move away from Lucretia. They're throwing the blame at Lucretia quite heavy at her feet at the moment, and Bazard is doing her best to calm everyone down. She's not going to take her away, but she is going to separate Lucretia from the rest. You see Lucretia go over. You see Bazard go over to Rudolph. He seems to have share a few words with her. Bazard then goes back to Lucretia, puts her arms behind her back, and handcuffs her.
Can I try and listen to what was said?
You can try. Go for a roll.
Yeah. Focus. Inspect, analyze, remember.
Try focus.
I can give you a drive as well if you want.
Oh, yeah, that'd be welcome. After my shit roll last time. Cool, I got a 5, not on the gilded. So a mixed success.
The bits that you pick up is Lieutenant Bazard asking Rudolph for a safe room. And he's suggesting one of the bedrooms.
You've not had a chance to tell us what you saw, have you?
Yeah, I'll sort of. I'll walk up to the rest of the group and sort of try and get everyone to gather around and relay what the vision was I got after touching the body, and sort of say I don't think it was a creature that caused this to happen. But if we keep that information for ourselves or let them know now, that's up to us, I suppose.
So, what wounds are on the body?
What have I found in the body?
The body is completely white.
Yeah, is the thing on its back like it was on the other guy?
William.
You see, what did you see on William?
So he had his back torn open, if I remember correctly.
So the clothing was torn open, but the skin was intact.
Yeah.
There was no actual wound on the body. It was just the clothing was ripped.
Okay, so is the clothing ripped on the back here as well? Because you said he turned around, he saw Lucretia, he turned around, and it was then that the world exploded into pain. So was he also attacked from behind? I guess is what I'm asking. So is there any damage to the clothing on the rear?
Yes.
Okay.
Like William, there are the 2 marks in his clothing. Bazard is now taking Lucretia up the stairs.
Mog, can you put those glasses on?
Certainly. And I'll remove the glasses.
Oh,
And
before you put those on, Mark, do you want to think about how you're looking right now?
well, I'm going to look fabulous in a minute when I put these glasses on.
I think you're probably going to go a bit catatonic, Mark, is what's going to happen.
Right, well, I'll put them on. You tell us how to use them, and I'll stick them on.
Yeah, just place them on your head like normal glasses, and then have a butchers around.
I will do that then, please, Mr. Lightkeeper. I will put the glasses on and see if the ghost that we saw in the library is present here.
Okay, first of all, you take 1 bleed, Mark.
Yeah, I can do that.
Done.
Well done, Paul. Good looking at.
Okay.
Us ladies got to stick together.
You look around, but you do not see anything out of the ordinary.
I'm going to go up the stairs with Bazard and Lucretia.
Okay. Lucretia is just basically crying. She's not talking. She's just babbling.
Cool.
So it weren't the ghost. The ghost is not here. So is it something else? And hear me out. Is it something inside their bodies? Like, because there's this damage to their backs, right?
Mm.
And if let's I don't know, something infects them,
Do you mean something
And then
breaking
tries
out?
to
instead of breaking
and
in?
then it's breaking out instead of breaking in.
Yeah.
And it's passed from person to person by them touching it, because didn't Vita go up to Mr. Arbuthnot's body?
Apparently. Mog, you said that he wrote something down. Has he got that on him?
Mog hasn't told us yet because we were around people.
I thought Mog. Sorry, I thought Mog had.
Oh yeah, no, I think I gathered everyone to let everyone know first
Yeah.
of all, and that's why Josiah said about possibly going to speak to him.
Once people are moving, I'll see if I'm going to subtly read this bit of paper I've pocketed.
Okay. Riggins is getting the dinner guests back into the dining hall.
I'll take out my notebook that I've written notes and bits and pieces on, and sort of put the note in, fold the note out into it to read.
Okay. So the note itself says, I don't have it on screen. I'm just going to read it out to you. It says, "Can we meet? I saw one of Arbuthnot's private letters before he put it in the safe. Sold the info to another board member. Think it may point to who did this, but want to discuss with you before I tell the investigators."
Well, that's probably a letter addressed to Michael, right? I guess. He's the person he's been sending the information to most.
If we're all together quietly, I will relay this to everyone. Say we need to get into that bloody safe, don't we?
Mm.
Yes,
Josiah, are you still wearing the glasses?
I am still wearing the glasses. Yes.
Okay. As you, so you see Billy go up the stairs with Bazard and Perga to take Lucretia up to a room somewhere. And just at the corner of your eye, you see a swish of green fog at the top of the stairs.
There's something up top of the stairs. That vision that you saw, Mog, was it green?
Yes, I believe so.
It's at the top of the stairs.
Mm.
Was it going in the same direction as Bazard and Billy and Lucretia? Dave,
Say that again.
was it going in the same direction as
Yes.
as Bazard, Billy? Yeah, okay.
We should probably go there and
Yeah.
check that
Yeah.
they're all right.
Definitely.
So is it following us or ahead of us?
It's ahead of you.
Ahead of us.
Oh, sorry. It's ahead of them. Billy, you're in front.
Yeah.
So it's behind Billy.
It's following.
Behind
them.
Billy.
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
But
that's,
this
I
way
was
it's in front of them.
if we were walking into it or if it was following up behind us, that's fine.
I'm going to follow the green fog.
Yeah.
Which I presume is also following Billy, Lucretia, and Bazard.
Okay, so you get onto the same floor as the library. We've got Bazard, Perga, Lucretia, and Billy going further down the corridor, but you see the green mist duck into the library.
Okay. I will go into the library.
Okay. You're in the library.
I will follow Josiah, but I'll take my bleed detector out as I go as well.
Yeah, I think we're all sort of
Yeah,
following.
all head in.
Mm.
I
Should a couple
will
of
look
us
at-
stay with the arresting party? Do you think?
Well, Billy's gone. Does someone want to go with Billy? Just
No,
in
that's
case.
fine. What's the worst that's going to happen? I'll be
In case
alright,
the
don't worry about it.
In case the doctor needs a doctor.
Right, let's get the old instruments out.
I'll go with Billy as well. If you guys want to go to the library.
Yeah.
Cool.
So when I enter the library, I'm going to look around for the green fog.
Okay, so as you turn in the doorway of the library and you walk into the room, you look over it by the desk. By the desk, just in front of the desk, facing you, you see a hovering, sickly green spirit with a skull-like face, with burning red eyes, basically just standing there in front of you, hovering there in front of you. Its clawed hands reach out as its decaying jaw kind of unhinges, and from its rotting voice box you hear, "Oh, hello dearie, my name's Carolyn, it's a pleasure to meet you."
Billy, I'm never going to fucking doubt you again, mate. You legend.
That's not this in session 1.
You clearly got a gift, son.
Nobody
Sorry.
tell him.
Yeah, but he doesn't know.
You're the previous owner, aren't you? Before Mr. Arbuthnot lived here.
Yes, that's right, I was the mistress of the house.
Did Mr. Arbuthnot speak to you?
Many a times, yes, with those glasses, in fact.
Did you see who killed him?
No, unfortunately I didn't. I wasn't in the room when the murder happened. I was taking a peek at our dinner guests. Quite interesting.
Were you close to Mr. Arbuthnot? Would you describe him as a friend?
Yes, we were very, very close friends. In fact, we'd had share many an evening discussing his books in his library.
Can we call upon you to help us?
Right. It kind of depends what you would like, you know. Just because I'm dead doesn't mean my station hasn't changed, you know.
Safe combination.
Exactly what I was thinking. Mr. Arbuthnot has a safe here.
Yes, over there.
We believe there is evidence inside which could identify his killer,
Yes, you're quite right.
but we don't know the combination. Do you know
And
what the
neither-
combination is?
And neither do I. However, I'm sure there must be a way to find out.
How? Do you think he's got it written down in one of these books somewhere?
I don't think it's a book, no. What I do think is that was it been that long ago? Myth, maybe 20 or so years ago, when Mr. Arbuthnot first purchased the bank safe. I'm sure he wrote down a reminder to himself. It's on the back of one of the art pieces in his bedroom.
Okay. Which is his bedroom?
Oh, it's where your colleague has gone now. The master room. So we'll cut to Billy. Billy, you and what's his name? Bazzard. Yeah, I was going to say Bazzard.
Not me.
No, you're lagging
Oh,
behind.
Mark.
You open the master bedroom. Oh, some strange noises outside. That's what I like. And it is a very dark, opulent bedroom. You got a series of 3 kind of pictures on the wall. Big, huge bed, kind of with the curtains on the side of it. Canvas and cloths everywhere. Bazzard takes Lucretia over to the bed, puts her on, tells her to sit on the bed. She sits on the bed, puts her legs out in front of her, and then she undoes the handcuffs. She has one wrist to the bedpost, and she just leaves her there.
Is it a little bit much, Lieutenant?
No, I don't think so. At least this way we can keep one eye on her, and we can assess the situation. Perga will stay here, and you can either talk to her, but Perga will stay here, protect her from the others, maybe.
All right, fine.
And maybe she'll calm down. She's just sitting on the bed, weeping again.
I think I can help with that. Don't worry about it. And I'm going to get out my third bit of equipment,
Okay.
which is my laboratory equipment, which is just a series of vials. And he's not going to talk to the creature at all while he does this. He's going to concentrate and just set it all up. And it just starts distilling something as he puts these small pictures, like a small little distillery thing. And while he's waiting for that. So, the creature, what did you see when you came out to find our boy Vita?
You can see there's a kind of recognition as she replays that scene in her head, and straight away the tears come crashing down again.
Oh,
She can't talk.
Yeah, I suppose that was inevitable, wasn't it? All right, well, and he'll turn around and there's a little tiny like shot glass at the end of this distillery thing that is this clear liquid that has fallen in it. Just to calm the nerves for you, not for me. And he'll hand her this. Just swig it, and you'll be all right.
She takes it with her free hand, and she's shaking the whole time, and she takes it.
Basically, like really strong moonshine, so it will absolutely calm her nerves a bit. Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, probably should have sipped that, shouldn't you? Really, but okay, that's fine. It's all right.
She's
I see you.
classy. She yeah.
It's absolutely. So, I need you to calm down a little bit because I don't think you did this, Lucretia. I think you're innocent. And I just need to know what you saw, if there's anything interesting. And if it isn't, then that's fine. But I just need you to calm down a little bit. I'm going to try and sway her to calm down.
Go for it.
I only get one dice for this. I've got no drive. 6
Hey!
on my one dice.
With the help of the moonshine, she slowly starts to calm down. Long, deep breaths, and slowly kind of coming out of it.
In and out, nice and calm. That's it. So, without crying and getting upset about it, which I know will be difficult, what did you see before you saw Vita's body?
I didn't. I heard him. I think I heard him scream, and then he hit the ground, and I ran over to him to help him, but it was strange. As I was moving towards him, his whole body just started to turn white.
Okay. And you saw nothing else around him. It was just you in the corridor.
It's just me.
Cool. I'd like to just read that quickly.
Yeah.
To make sure it's a genuine reaction. Cool. 6 on the gilded dice.
Yes. As far as you can tell, she is really telling the truth.
Cool. Well, that's good. No worries. That's fine. Look, as Mog joined me now.
Yeah.
Mog, do you want to ask your normal question, or you? I'm pretty happy she's telling the truth, but do you want to ask your normal question? I know you've got your series of questions otherwise.
No, I mean, I could see from the body itself that I don't believe that Lucretia did this either, personally.
Oh, you don't want to ask if she killed him?
I don't think she did.
Fair enough. I'll give you the opportunity just in case. It's a good question
I
to
know,
ask.
I'd love to, but unfortunately not. Almost saw it with his own eyes.
So if everyone else was in the rooms and Rudolph we saw come from the kitchen, do you know what? I've still got a little thing about the previous owner. Like, I just cannot let that go. There's just something about that.
See,
I know genuinely in my to-do list notes of keep mentioning the previous owner, Carolyn.
Is it Avika? Is that one of the guests? Well,
Yes.
I can't even read my own handwriting from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because the occultist one.
That's it. I mean, we recently found out she's been in a cult, right? Or that is in a cult.
No, that's who you're talking to.
I thought Vika was a cult
No, that's
adjacent.
Lucretia.
Wasn't she?
Yeah, Lucretia's the culty.
So Lucretia's into the occult,
Yes.
Yes.
but Vita is in a cult.
Evika.
The Masters of the Eclipse, I believe they're
Yeah.
called.
Oh yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I've got to remember the extra letter.
Lucretia, do you mind if my colleague here, Mark, just searches your person and make sure you've got nothing else on you that would be of interest to us?
She's got, again, one wrist is handcuffed. She's like, yes, that's fine. Do you want the glass back, or do you?
Oh
have
yeah,
any more?
definitely. I'll have a bit of that.
Yeah, I'll distill some more for you, don't worry. I'll start distilling another bit of moonshine.
We're going to turn up and just completely wankered. We didn't find nothing.
Well, this is my pre-surgery routine, you see. Just get the distillery out, get the tools out, and you're ready to go, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll search Lucretia's person to see if there's anything on her at all.
Nothing. She only has like a handkerchief, but that's it. She doesn't have anything on her person.
Cool.
And me and Polly back at the body.
We were in the library.
You went up to the library, didn't you?
Where
I
we
did.
started.
You're with Josiah, yeah.
Mog, there's nothing mystical about her or anything, is there? You're not getting any sort of feels about that sort of stuff?
Not that. I mean, I have previously got out my bleed detector as a gear item, so I might take that out as well. Which is my crystal ball, and just if Billy's asking me to check her, I'll sort of just give her a scan and just the sort of general area as well.
Okay.
Get a tricorder out.
It comes up as nothing in the room.
Well, I always trust your ball, Mog.
Agreed. It's never let me down before, and she sort of puts it back in her upper sleeve.
Riggins, any chance you could uncuff Lucretia just so she's a bit more comfortable? I don't think the handcuffs are necessary.
So you got Bazard with you
Oh,
and
Purga.
Purga.
Oh,
Riggins
Purga.
is down in the dining room.
Yeah, let's just unhandcuff her. Like, we don't need to do this, do we? She isn't a killer. She's not a threat. And she's a bit pissed now, so
while she's here, she will remain handcuffed to the bed.
If only Josiah was here, I think he could pick them themselves, but okay.
Billy, can I have a word with you to one side for a moment, if possible?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a bedroom. I'm pretty sure anywhere. Are we whispering?
If you just
I really want to talk
go
in
to the
front of
side
her.
and whisper.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
Yeah, no, but my thinking is that, like, it's almost like a chain thing where, like, the person that last saw the body died, right? So maybe she's the next one that might get got.
Oh, so what you're telling me, Morg, is I need to not be in this room when she died.
Very
That's what
much.
you're telling me.
We need to know.
All right, I Billy just closed his eyes. Immediately,
You need that off the fuck.
fucking not do it. No.
Right, so while Billy and Mog are having that little chat, back to the library. What are you guys doing?
So Caroline, I want to get the safe open. So we're going to go to Arbuthnot's bedroom, but I'm curious about something. Did anyone else in the house know of your presence, or was it just Mr. Arbuthnot?
I would say that Arbuthnot has several close friends, and one of them that we share is Rudolph.
But not Vita. Vita didn't know who you were and hasn't
No.
spoken to you.
No.
So I appreciate someone of your stature. You know, doesn't lower herself to gossip and rumour. But forgive me if this offends. Did you used to keep an eye on anyone in this house, Mr. Arbuthnot?
Well, yes,
Were you-
for Mr. Not exactly for Mr. Arbuthnot. He would never stoop so low, but I informed Mr. Arbuthnot of when I saw things going out of place, so to speak.
I'll turn to Polly and Duncan. So it's possible that Mr. Arbuthnot knew all about Vita stealing information.
Could we hear her, by the way?
No, the only one who can communicate with Carolyn the ghost is
So
the
it's
person
glasses
holding
that
the
allow,
glasses.
allow full communication.
Yes.
So we got like half of a telephone conversation.
So I'm just looking at Polly going,
I will just relay both sides of the conversation in summary.
Thank goodness, I was a bit worried she'd come down with something there.
No. Billy was
Sorry,
right.
put the gun back
The
in my
previous
pocket.
owner is here.
And quickly, doesn't Josiah take some bleed marks, Dave, for using the glasses?
Yeah, I took a bleed mark. Yes,
It took a bleed mark. Yeah. It's not
Just
constant.
Just
not marks.
stacking.
So, Carolyn also says, so yes, it was, well, I guess poor young Mr. Vita now, but he also, he would copy Mr. Arbuthnot's documents. So I informed Mr. Arbuthnot that Vita was doing this and probably selling them to the highest bidder, but he says he was well aware and quite happy to let him continue.
that means we can't trust the information that we got from that.
No.
Anyone savvy enough to know that would be planting.
So the only real truth is what is in the safe.
It was in that safe.
All right, we're going to that bedroom. We look behind the art pieces. Do not tell Billy why we're doing it. He'll be so fucking smug.
Oh, we've totally just got to, unlock the case ourselves,
Yeah.
do the big reveal at the end, and then leave Billy utterly just wondering what's gone on.
Just
How we've
dump
sleuthed it out
Dump
without
it.
him.
Listen, I know that it will hurt me doing it, but I will fully disguise myself as one of them police officers to go without him realising it's one of us.
I'm 100% reading the moment you come in. And acting it on.
Well, we should get away to the bedroom. Really, we need to get this safe open. That's clearly the next step down this path.
Yeah, absolutely. To the
I'm going to
bedroom.
leave the glasses on for the selfish reason that if we ever need to use them again, I don't have to
Sorry,
take
will
them.
bleed.
Well, I can come along with you. It's fine.
Oh, well, you can help us find the reminder if you don't mind, Caroline. But anyway, there is potentially someone might be quite interested in your presence, but we're going to keep it a little bit quiet for the moment. Have a little bit of a joke, if it allows. But yeah, by all means, come along with us. You're more than welcome.
Okay, where you going?
We are going to the master bedroom.
Okay. Carolyn will lead the way.
Okay.
And you enter the master bedroom. You see Lucretia is handcuffed by her wrist to the bed knobs. Standing in the room is Perga. Bazard has since returned downstairs. Billy and
Isn't the
Mog.
safe in the library?
Yes.
Yes,
Billy
yeah.
and Mog are chatting in a corner.
Billy has his
And when
eyes
you go
closed.
to, as you enter the kind of opulent bedroom, there are 3 pieces of art hanging on the walls. The first is looks like a landscape of Hollow Harbour. The second is, as always, a massive portrait of Arbuthnot himself. And the third one is a fairly small painting, but is an oil painting of a den of foxes.
That's the one.
If Billy's got his eyes closed, I'm immediately going to take a bleed mark and use my prestige. And seeing that Bazard isn't there, I'm going to you see Polly's whole facial shape and height change that sort of cracks into place to look like Bazard.
So Bazard has stepped out the room, then comes back in.
Yeah.
I trust
you
we
walk
know of this talent of Polly's.
Some of you do.
You just hear me going, I think that we just have to not be the first people to look at it.
Well, I definitely won't be if I've got my eyes closed, Mog. I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a clever idea.
You reckon it's the fox painting then, Duncan, do you?
Looks the sort, doesn't it? Billy, why is your eyes closed?
Oh, hello, Duncan. Bastard.
I'll sort of like roll my eyes and pretend to be all huffy about it.
Yeah,
While
that's
making-
fine.
While making a beeline for that little fox painting.
Okay.
Well, basically, my eyes are closed, Duncan, because Mog here says that the first person to see Lucretia die, if she dies next, is then the next one to die. Like it's like a chain thing. So if I close my eyes, I'm
Or we
safe.
could just put her in the garden.
Ah, no, the periphery won't move her. Almost said something else then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to lift up the kind of behind the painting and see if there's anything on it.
Yep. If you lift it up, you can see it's attached by a piece of string to the wall.
It's a piece of dynamite.
Anything there, or is it just blank?
It's not enough string to kind of allow you to turn it around.
Okay. Oh, okay, I'll take it off.
Take
the
it
wall.
off. Yep. So do you give me a spot check or a focus? Sorry.
I will use a focus and a drive on that one.
I'll give you a
And
drive.
if you weren't Bazard, I'd have given you a drive as well. Because you're Bazard, I'd be like, I want to take one away.
It's worth it. That is a mixed success.
Okay. So the you take the painting off. This is the oil painting of foxes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So foxes off. You turn it around. There's nothing on the back, but you do notice with a mixed success that the frame, the wooden frame, is slightly bent.
Okay. Is there a way that does it seem that the frame would be able to be prized off?
Probably, yes.
Or straight.
I'll try. I mean, I'll try getting it off first, see if it can like be opened up.
Yep. Okay. So from one corner, you see that it quite clearly just dislocates, and it's been built so that this can be taken apart and put back again. Inside, well, not inside, but on the back of the frame, on the back of the picture, when you remove the frame, hidden underneath the wooden frame itself, is a series of numbers.
What are the numbers?
Sorry, is some letters.
Oh, letters. What are the letters?
Letters. Who just got a letter?
And I've realised I've just done that completely wrong. So I've done it completely backwards. So what you see, we'll try and figure this out.
Okay.
What you see is a hand-scrawled note. And it's pretty well worn. But it seems to say, a clever beast can always count on himself.
Okay. I'm going to flip the painting back over again and take a closer look at the actual painting. Like, how many foxes are there? Does he look cunning, or what's the deal with the general vibe of this painting?
It is an oil painting of a den of foxes, and 3 foxes are just kind of playing around.
Okay.
Can I? So, go.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I'll do. You carry on because I'm just going to read you basically because Bazard's acting really weird.
I'm gonna kind of motion for Josiah and Duncan to kind of come over and have a look at the painting
Okay.
in a way that is policey and authoritative.
Yes, Lieutenant. I will attend to your every need.
Okay.
Polly cannot resist giving a little wink at that.
I absolutely want to read that behaviour of the Bazard just coming up and taking a painting off the wall. I'm using my last drive in cunning to do this as well.
What great detection skills you have, Lieutenant, I must say. Seems you have unlocked the case with this very important clue.
I got a mixed success. I got a 4.
The alarm bells are ringing, but you just can't quite figure it out.
Bazard, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing police work, Billy. Police work.
Hey, I've seen the police work, and they're not normally that effective.
They don't make fucking work.
I think you may have been a little bit unfair. A little bit.
Now you're acting weird as well, Josiah.
I'm not. No. See,
You and me have been on the same page about the periphery the whole time.
These glasses. I'm seeing things from a different light.
Fine, and I'll drink some moonshine.
You see, standing next to Billy, you also see Cowlin, and she's got her jaw just hanging off, and every now and then she just kind of absent-mindedly pushes her jaw back in.
Incredible.
What are you looking
Yeah,
at,
I will show Josiah and Duncan the note and the painting.
I don't think it's. Logically, it would be the number of foxes on the painting, but 3 isn't enough. We're looking for more than one number.
Well, I'm going to say this very quietly as well because I can't disguise my voice. Yeah, because the thing is, there's 3 foxes, but is this just like the first part of the combination? Because I mean, it's like count seems that there's going to be numbers to find, and himself being singular.
There's a portrait of him in here, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
I'm going to go and look at that and see if the numbers are on him. Because a clever beast can count on himself.
Yeah, that's smart, Duncan.
Occasionally happens, Paul.
Well, if we take the other pictures down and do the same, take the frames off and see if there's anything on the back of those.
Yeah.
Okay. You spending time doing that? I'm going to say no. You don't find anything else on the other portraits.
I am looking in the actual on the picture of the portrait himself of him.
Mm-hmm.
On him, if there's anything hidden anywhere on a pocket, anything like that, any numbers written or painted in.
You can spend some time to do that because it's a big portrait. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to do a survey check?
Go for it.
I will spend my last drive. Ooh, I got 5 on the gilded and 1 on the normal.
No, you don't find anything.
Did we get any indication of how many numbers were in the combination we needed to find? I can't remember.
I don't think I did.
I think they usually are 6-digit ones, aren't they?
Oh, the safe. The safe is Josiah. The safe is 3 numbers.
Hey, thank you, Carolyn. Thank you.
Hold on a fucking second.
Hold the fucking phone here.
Right.
This is pet name for me, but it's all right.
What about if we're taking this too literal? That we're looking for a number. What if it's a word?
Are you still talking to me? If it's a word, what words have 3 letters?
Fox.
Well, that's rather sharp of you, Josiah. Well done.
Who are you talking to, Josiah?
Oh,
Why are you answering your own questions? Where the fuck is Polly?
She stayed with Vita.
So, what's FOX in the numbers?
Is it the number in the alphabet that they are?
Are you literally doing your ABCs now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
X is 24.
I don't think it makes sense unless you add them up.
Well, it's 0 to 100 is the scale, isn't it? We're looking at, so they can be up to 100.
Yeah.
And if you're doing the alphabetical letters, X is 24, though, I think.
6,
If we're
24.
we're taking down pictures, right? There's a third picture, isn't there? Still that we haven't taken down yet.
A
There is a
landscape.
picture of a landscape of Hollow Harbour or Hallow Harbour.
I'll just walk over and I'll just pick it up and spin it around, and I'll do a search as well. Survey, right?
I'll
Any
give
kind
Mog
of
a
focus.
drive.
Um,
Mog, you can have a drive for that because you're not working with Bazard.
Can Mog reach that high? How tall is Mog?
Come on, let me give you a hand. I'll lift you up. Just pick you up under your arms.
I used one of my own drive, and I got a success, so 6 in there. Oh.
Okay, you take down the landscape Hallow Harbour painting, but you don't find anything.
While Billy's back's turned, I'll transform back into myself.
Doesn't look like there's anything on this one.
Thanks, Bazard. That was really helpful. Great police work. Hello, Polly. Hey,
All right, let's find anything interesting.
we have. Bazard may have unlocked the case. Much the
Ah,
police.
Do you know who'd have suspected it from Lieutenant Bastard, eh?
Yeah, indeed.
I would like to try and spot if I hear any fucking footsteps because he's just stood in the same place. I'd like to do a survey check, please, Dave.
Go for it.
And I'm also using a drive again. Yeah, a 6.
Okay.
Not on my guild stat, so I have lost a drive.
So strangely, as you turn around, you do a double take, and you remember, but I didn't hear any footsteps coming down the corridor, or going back down the corridor, or even 2 sets of footsteps. But Polly is now standing there, and Bazard is gone.
Mog, it would appear that we have a trio of bastards in our house tonight. Josiah, Polly, and the lieutenant.
I don't know what you're talking about, Bill.
I am not as stupid as I look.
Debatable. This is an interesting little riddle, isn't it? Do you know what I reckon the combo might be? I reckon it might be 6, 15, 24. We could probably give that a go.
It's worth a try. In the absence of anything else, we'll give it a try.
I think it makes sense, because if we're counting Fox, those would be the corresponding letters to the alphabet, and if the Fox is himself... Come on, Billy, I just got here and I seem to have put that together. What have you been doing all this time?
No, absolutely fuck off. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, Paul. I've seen your tricks. Well, some of your tricks. I've seen some of your tricks.
Can we go back to the library and we'll try 6, 15, 24, please?
Okay, who's going to the library? Everyone?
I will go to the library.
Yeah, I want to get out of the room.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Everybody
looking at
going?
that woman in case it's me that turns next.
Right, so you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all going to the library, yeah? Caroline goes with you. She leads the way. And you go back into the library. The door at the back to where the safe is still open.
I go through and put in the combination 6, 15, 24.
And then there's the big wheel.
Yeah,
You go
I
to the
spin
big
it,
wheel
or
and
attempt to spin it.
it unlocks. Well
Hey.
done.
Hey.
Spin it. And allows you to, once it stops, it allows you to then open up the safe.
We're gonna be rich.
Inside, a little bit disappointed because there's no money, but inside are 4 carefully arranged folders. Now, the first folder, as you take them out, the first folder is quite thick, and there's a title on the folder. The title reads Candela Obscura.
Ooh.
Okay, I will open that and look at the top sheet inside.
Okay,
I'm
so as
imagining
you-
them cardboard.
Yeah,
fold
manila
colours,
folder.
are
Yeah.
they?
Are you
Manila
taking them
folder,
back to
thank
the
you.
desk, or are you just doing it in your hand?
I just do it in my hand there, and I just went over the quick squeeze at the top sheet.
So there's 2 things you see. There is, you scan the notes and you understand what it is. And then there is a note written by William. So I'll tell you what you understand it to be first. So reading quickly through some of the pages, it reveals that Arbuthnot has been secretly funding several circles in and around New Fair for decades, using the trust's charitable donations, but without the board's knowledge.
Right. So
there is a note.
this is the missing funds that the other guy had picked up on. Yep.
Indeed. And then there is a note. I'll put this up on screen. Now, because this is playtest material, this is not the real note, everybody. This is just one I've made up. But if you want to read that out, Steve.
Okay. This is my true life's work. I am trusting you to keep it going. The fate of New Fair depends on these brave souls. Sincerely, William.
Cool. Thank you very much.
I think
Okay,
we might
so
be
that's
able
the
to
first
work out
folder.
who R is in a moment.
Dolphy.
The second folder contains a set of unnotarized transfer papers which seem to be naming Mickle as the successor.
Okay, so but unnotarized means that Arbuthnot has not signed them.
Correct.
Okay.
The third folder has what appears to be a truly notarized transfer paper that names Rudolph as his successor.
Okay.
And then the fourth and final folder contains just one sheet of paper, and it's a letter. This letter is addressed to Ivica. And I'll put this up on screen, and if you want to read it out, Steve.
Ivica, it is clear to me that your devotion to the trust has been compromised, if not replaced completely by your new friends. I tried to trust you and ignore the rumours as strong as I could, but your divided loyalties are putting our organisation at risk. It can be tolerated no longer. My final act as director of the trust is to terminate you from our ranks, effective immediately. No one on the board, including my successor, knows anything about this, and they played no role in my decision. Should you or your allies plan any kind of retribution, the responsibility lies entirely on me. As your former friend, I hope that you somehow find peace. But as a loyal citizen of New Fair, I pray that you and your martyrs of the eclipse go straight to hell where you belong. Sincerely, William.
And then as you finish reading that letter, from down the hallway, you hear more screams.
Oh, thank God I'm not there. Oh, thank goodness.
Does it sound like it's coming from the bedroom? Does it sound like Lucretia?
Yes.
Or Perga?
It sounds like Lucretia.
Okay. I guess we take
Would
a
you-
run. I'm going to put all them. Well, no, I'm going to take the folders from me. I'm not going to leave them anywhere. I'm going to take.
Yeah.
Well, I think we know who did it as well, don't we? While you're running off,
So,
I think we
yeah.
know who did it now. Have we all worked it out?
I think so,
Alex.
yeah.
I think I've worked it out. They did it as well.
I whispered to Billy, "So I told you. Glad I wasn't the one that found the body."
Yeah, mate. I'm really happy. Or burger.
So you all run in down to the bedroom?
Yep.
Okay.
Walking, but
And
yeah.
you're keeping the folders?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want.
So-
I don't want them going missing.
Yeah.
Who's taking lead? I'd assume that Josiah, who was inside the safe, is going to be last. Who's going to be first?
I'll take my gun out and I'll run and I'll lead.
Okay. So Duncan, as you burst into the bedroom, the first thing you see is that Officer Perger's body, completely devoid of color, the white body, is laying on the floor. Lucretia is still handcuffed to the bed and wildly screaming for someone to set her free. So as you see the body on the floor, then you look at the bed, and then you look past the bed, and you see towering over her on the bedroom wall is what looks to be a tall shadow of some kind of beast. And as you see this, as Lucretia's hand is handcuffed to the bed knob, you start to see her hand turn completely white, almost like it's draining out of color. and she is screaming.
I shoot the shadow with just out of sheer reaction at this thing, and I'll shoot at it.
Okay. So how many? What are you going to do? Just bang, bang, bang.
I'll pop off 2 shots at the shadow.
Okay, bang, bang. Okay, you're all here. So you've all been behind Duncan as he's burst into the room, and within a few seconds, you can now hear gunfire. Bang, bang. Lucretia is still screaming.
Cool.
So what's going to happen is, you see, Duncan, you see that that has no effect. This thing is still looming over her. I'm going to start a count of 5. As the rest of you burst into the room.
Do we all see this shadow?
Yes, you can. You start to see what Duncan was shooting at. You see the body on the floor. You see the creature's arm slowly turning white, and now you can make out this shadow of a beast, a huge beast on the wall, but kind of bearing down on the creature. 2 gunshots are now in the wall, and we're going to have a die count of 5. If I move this dice down to 0, Lucretia dies.
Billy's going to go to Purga straight away, and he's going to try and get the keys for the handcuffs.
Okay, straight over to the body. You start flicking through pockets, anything you can find. Okay, who's doing next?
I am going to throw my flash powder towards the shadow creature to try and cause a burst of light to try and drive it back if it's made of shadow.
Good idea, I like that.
I'm going to go to Lucretia. Rather than looking for the keys, I'm going to use my criminal gear to try and pick the lock.
Okay.
You see Mog just sort of rifling through her layers and stuff. I'm just going to be searching for something on my own person, apparently.
Okay. Right, so make your dice rolls, make your checks to do, if anything.
Is there what light is in here?
You've got, let's say, a couple of lamps and the main light itself.
I did a survey for mine, and I got 1 success.
Okay. You look in, you're going through the pockets, you find a set of handcuff keys. The typical kind of movie handcuff keys, the 2 little keys on the little key ring. Dum. You've got them. But by the time you look up, you see Josiah on the bed trying to get them off. And you see this, again, the creature, a 2D creature, outline of a creature just looming down.
Cool. I'm going to be throwing the keys to Josiah.
I did a control for throwing my powder, and I got a critical success.
Well done. Okay, so you tell us what happens.
I think anyone who's got on a assignment with Polly before knows that she quite enjoys her flash powder and smoke bomb combo, and can get a little overzealous with it. And I think she throws down like almost like a ball of this like sulfurous material that catches on a little bit of tinder that she kind of keeps up her sleeve as it kind of explodes in this little burst of light right at the kind of I think the apex of the bed knob, just as it's kind of as that white is spreading down Lucretia's hand to sort of try and get the most effect at blinding or throwing back this creature of shadow.
Okay, so as that goes off, when it hits the ground, it creates light. And while the shadow disappears, you hear like a howl of pain from this beast. It doesn't have words. It is a beast kind of howling, but not a wolf howl. And then the howling ends. Josiah, what are you doing? You've jumped up onto the bed to try to...
Yeah,
uncuff
so
the creature.
I attempted a sleight of hand check, and I got a mixed success on my gilded dice.
Okay. Mixed success is not great. So as you try to do this, you're too close to this shadow, and you can see the white you can see her flesh literally turning paper white, and you feel pain, like almost like your hands are starting to go cold. You're going to take 1 bleed point. The dice goes down to 3. What are people doing next?
As I wasn't doing anything when people were doing that,
You still got your gun pointed to the wall.
Yeah, seeing Josiah stumble, I would put a hand away and shoot the chain link.
Okay, nice move. So you what do? You pulling Josiah out the way?
No, it's a case of I can be in that same space, sort of lean on Josiah, pull her hand, and shoot away, away from us both, sort of thing.
Okay, so as you grab her flesh, although you're touching an unwhite part, or maybe she's got clothing, or however you see it, you still take 1 bleed damage.
Okay, that's fine.
But you manage to control yourself, and you take a
I'll
shot.
grip my teeth and take a shot.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything for it, or
do it as a strike?
Strike.
Would it be a strike?
I'm going to
Control, I
spend.
think, normally.
Oh yeah. Control and
control
shoot.
for shoot.
Yeah. I'm going to spend 2 drive to.
Just to kind of maintain your own focus on this.
2 is it a crit success for 2 6s?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I got a 3.
Okay.
The six was on a gilded dice.
That's
So
fine.
you'd get a drive back on that one.
Awesome.
So you tell us what happens. The shot goes off. You break the handcuffs. What happens
Yes.
next?
So it's literally it's almost a case of sort of leaning on Josiah as he's pulling her, shoot it, and sort of to pull her back, sort of thing.
Okay. So bang, you pull her across the bed, away from whatever this shadow beast is, and it again immediately howls, and you almost see it kind of rear up and roar at the same time, and then when you blink, it's gone.
What's the arm doing? Is it still going white, or is it stopped?
It's stopped. So the creature's arm, she's crying, she's terrified again. She's looking at her arm. She's like almost not able to move it. Like that, it's kind of like stuck in a claw. But you can see it has stopped moving down her arm.
Now, please tell me someone can tell me what the fuck that was.
Can I do a remember, like focus, to see if I'm aware of what that might be, what with occultishness and such?
I do also have an ability that I can potentially use on this one.
And I'll use one drive as well. I got a 4 and a 1, so that's not very.
She's in a catatonic state, is she? Or is she?
She's kind of hysterical again. Are you talking to her, or you?
No.
Let's get her
Billy,
moving.
let's just get to the library. Right. There's a lot of occult books in the library. Maybe Arbuthnot's got a book in it that will tell us what this thing is.
So, in this room, Dave, in the bedroom, I would like to use my occult researcher skill, which I will take a brain mark, and I ask you for an important occult detail that I would recognise from my studies, but has not yet been revealed in the scene. And if there are none, I don't take the brain mark, basically. So the occult detail I'm looking for is around the creature and what it might be.
I'm trying to give you something that might be suitable and you could use. You don't know the name of it, but there is something nagging at the back of your mind, where this shadow beast has been used within particular cults as a type of assassin.
What everyone sees is the vein in Billy's head just throbs. pretty sure people can use shadows like that as a weapon. I read it somewhere in some fucking book. Probably this massive book that I'll get out earlier that I didn't need. But that someone's used it as a weapon, and I'm pretty confident that we know who. Let's get the fuck out of this room. I don't want to be in this room.
Okay, so you're all heading down the library?
We go to the library.
I'm thinking dining room.
Well, yeah, I mean, surely we should go and
We need to get
tell.
the other guests because we need to go and get someone in custody now.
Yeah, we should go tell.
And I might have an arm
Martha
to hack off as well, so I might need to get busy with the creature.
Oh, okay. Let's just. Should we get her out of the scary room into the nicer room?
Yeah, all right.
Well, do we think we have enough evidence that isn't circumstantial to accuse someone?
Yeah,
I think we've got a big fat red mark to accuse someone.
We've got an occult creature that can be sent to kill people. We've got an infectious disease that was passed through a buff knot. We have one individual who was the only one who did some unusual behaviour by kissing someone's ring and having contact. That might be a way to mark an individual, potentially.
She's marked him for assassination, and that's it.
She's the only one who had a really good motive because she was getting sacked. Even Mikkel thought he was the bee's knees. Rudolph knew the truth. The others didn't really have a great motive, and they'd already done other things. Lucretia and Jeremiah did something else. They did the old box thing. Why would you double up? What a waste of money. Avika is the only one.
I agree, it's Avika. All I'm saying is, will Bazard take her word for it?
Yeah.
Well, he's called us here, right?
I think she will. And if not, we'll just murder her. It's fine.
So as
Hold on, Billy. Nice word. Nice word. Relief of the situation.
As you are all running out of the bedroom, taking Lucretia with you, Carolyn's there as well. Because of the gunshots, Bazard is also running up the stairs.
Turn around. Back down the other way.
He's like, what's going on? What's going on here? What happened? Where's Perga?
Perga's dead.
Fucking dead.
Oh,
get
nice words,
downstairs.
Duncan. Nice words.
Shit. Fuck.
Boys.
You had the wrong person chained up, Lieutenant. It wasn't Lucretia. It was a creature. We all saw it.
And Lucretia would have been the next victim if we hadn't got there quick enough.
What do you
And
think?
wave a hand
we show the hand. Yeah, we show the hand.
Oh. Okay, so you continue all downstairs into the main kind of foyer
claw.
area. You've got the all the dinner guests are coming out. Rudolph is there.
I've got
How do
four
you wanna handle
folders.
this? You got 4 folders, yeah.
I've got 4 folders.
Mhm.
Am
You
I
still
doing
wearing
a Ben
the? You still wearing
I'm
the
still wearing-
glasses?
Yeah. Am I doing a Ben Blanc bit?
If you do
Oh,
the
you
accent,
wanted,
though.
don't you?
And another thing.
Yeah, that's Columbo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A double back.
So, guests, board members, we have come to a conclusion about the perpetrator of tonight's crimes. Not just the murder of William Arbuthnot, who we came here to investigate, but also the subsequent murders of Vita and now Officer Perga of the Periphery.
I'm going to stand in a way that I've got my gun held, but try and keep it sort of hidden so I can react just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go and stand next to Avika.
Now, our obvious suspect at the beginning of the evening was you, Jeremiah.
He's like,
You procured the box intended to attempt to murder Mr. Arbuthnot. That electrical device gave our friend here, Mog, quite a bit of damage. It took her quite a while to settle down. So it was clear intent for you to do Mr. Arbuthnot in, but that wasn't what did him in. So I'll let Lieutenant Bazard decide whether there are any charges to be brought against yourself.
It was a neat little trick, though, what you did, to not have the charge yourself. We were quite impressed with that.
Very clever. You are a clever man.
I'm just giving
Now.
it evils. Just like,
Mikkel, Mickle, you said you've been buying information from Vita, and that he'd told you were going to be the next member of, the next leader of the board, Mr. Arbuthnot's successor. I have here the
straightens
papers.
himself out and ready for the big reveal.
I have the papers here in this folder that clearly state that you, Mickle, are to take over Mr. Arbuthnot's position as head of the board.
Yes,
I'll
I
lay them
knew
down
that
on
would
the
be the
table.
case, and I'm glad that I will be the new successor.
Mickle, shut the fuck up. He hasn't finished.
All of these people, we're going to get rid of the board.
No,
And I will be
mate,
the
you're
sole-
really going to regret. Like, in about 10 seconds, you're going to regret every word you're saying. I would just shut the fuck
Please,
up.
please tell me, Mickle, looking at these documents, what's the one thing you noticed that might be missing on them?
He goes over hands and it all looks perfectly fine to me. Look, it's all stamped. What are you on about?
Yeah, it's all stamped, it's all written in the proper legalese language, but I don't really understand. I'm a simple man after all. I do
You don't
notice
need to
one
understand.
obvious detail, though, and that is it's missing Mr. Arbuthnot's signature, which I do believe is something called notarization, which means it's not a formal document, it's a draft document, so to speak. Now, Mr. Arbuthnot seems was a clever old fellow, and he knew all about Vita selling you information. And what we term here in the common lands is a plant. He's
It's up
mugged
to a
you off. Son.
marshmallow, mate.
Good one, Duncan.
Now, fortunately for you, Mickle, because you thought you were taking over, that does kind of put you out of the frame. So you were never a suspect, you'll be pleased to hear, and clearly you had nothing to do with what happened tonight. So you are at least in the clear, but disappointingly for you, you aren't taking over the board.
A massive twat.
This is ridiculous. I will have my lawyers sort this out.
Which brings me on to the contents of the third folder, and this may shock, well, everyone. This folder contains who actually is taking over from Mr. Arbuthnot. Now, normally in these sort of situations, when you see him in a theatre, it's at this point when the detective says it was the butler that did it. It wasn't the butler that did it. It's the butler that's taking over.
Everyone again is like, what? Everyone's looking at each other. What? How? And you see Rudolph quite calmly step forward and he hands out his hand to see if you could see a copy of the letter.
I hand over the folder. And what's contained in here is the fully notarized copies of the transition papers, naming Rudolph as Mr. Arbuthnot's successor. It seems they were of one mind, one attitude, and this first folder here, Mr. Rudolph, is for you, for your eyes only. It's Mr. Arbuthnot's life's work, so to speak, and it's for you to take over now. We won't speak of its contents, not here anyway. That's for you to decide if you want to speak on. It plays no role in what we're doing here tonight.
He kind of he takes the folder, he looks at you, and thank you. I have worked with Mr. Arbuthnot by his side as his partner for many years now, and we agreed, because of his dementia, that tonight he would tell everybody. A strange series of events has occurred. But again, I thank you.
I wish you luck.
Has a quick flick through the folder.
So that comes on to the fourth and final folder. Now, this is the nail in the coffin for a certain someone. We already know that somebody had been fired from the board. We found that out earlier this evening. The document that's inside this folder is a formal notification of that firing. Ivica, you were fired from the board because you had outside interests, which, as I understand it, is against one of the 3 rules that were sacrosanct to Mr. Arbuthnot. You were involved with a cult called the Martyrs of the Eclipse. Now, we've seen the creature that actually performed these murders. A creature of shadow. It came out of the wall in Mr. Arbuthnot's bedroom after Officer Perga had been killed, and it was trying to kill Lucretia when we entered. Now, Billy here, he remembers reading something, that these creatures of shadow can be used as assassins and have been used as assassins by cults. I'm going to wager that cult that uses these sorts of assassins is called the Martyrs of the Eclipse. What have you got to say for yourself?
While you've been doing the big reveal, you've been watching the dinner guests' reactions to one another. Ivica has just been standing there, shaking her head and shrugging her shoulders. And as you say, what do you have to say for yourself? Her head goes down, and you just see her shoulders go from shrugging to ha, 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 ha. She starts to cackle, a bit like a witch. And she says, she looks up at you. Her face has kind of changed a little bit. Her demeanor has changed. She doesn't look as civilized as she did. And she says, do you think this is over? No prison can stop the Martyrs of the Eclipse. Right now, a creature of unimaginable power hides inside one of your shadows, waiting for my command. It might be today. It might be a month from now. But when the time is right, it will emerge and kill you all. And the rest of you, you will pray for your quick and easy death that bastard William had tonight. And when the sun dies and glorious darkness falls over the earth, the unbelievers will suffer for all eternity. And I can't continue saying that because it really hurts my throat.
Just quickly, does the command have to be verbal, Arvika?
Bazard immediately starts to put her handcuffs behind her. Her arms behind her, starts to handcuff her.
Arvika, could you have to say these words to command your shadow?
Of course I do.
Oh, you do? All right, no worries. And I get my big fucking book out, spine facing towards her, and basically I'm going to use my anatomical strike to find out where she's most vulnerable, and we're going to clock her in the jaw to the point where it will break, so that she can never speak. Because the way that they would have probably healed it or repaired it that time, like, she won't be able to speak ever again.
So the officers, Riggins and Bazard start dragging her out. She's like, as her jaw is hanging out.
She looks just like Carolyn now.
Josiah, you see Caroline just absent-mindedly, and it just puts her jaw back on her side as she does. And then as Bazard goes to the front door, she turns back to you, Josiah. She walks over to you. She puts her hand in her pocket, takes your hand, brings it closer, and puts something in. And she says, "This is the token of fairness that I received from Rudolph. If you ever need my help, use this. I think I owe you all one."
Thank you, Lieutenant Bazard. We might need it if this thing really is in one of our shadows.
Maybe that will be a story for another day. And with that, you see Bazard turn and go out the front door, walk down the steps, down to the various police cars. And there, if you're happy to, we will end this assignment.
Well done, folks.
Well done, everybody. But if you wanted to, we're not going to because of time, but if you wanted to, what you could actually do is decide whether you wanted to stand and face the creature. But maybe we'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'll leave it.
There is an option. See, I think the ending is good. I don't think you need to have a particular like a combat.
No.
I like the open-endedness of it, of the fact that you
Yeah.
could choose to do that
Yes.
thing of right, let's find this fucker.
Yeah.
But it's that thing of right, no, we'll be back, all of us, one day, you know.
For
Or
the
the light
sequel.
keeper at some point could just throw it on you mid
Yeah.
other session. Like, oh, one of you, your color just starts draining from you, and you'd all be like, oh,
What?
I think you can't talk. We're fine.
It's back again. Yeah.
It'd be one of those great moments that you could play out quite, sort of, I say viscerally, visually, but you're in a room with flickering candles as your shadow then grows and moves, and this
Yeah.
thing. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So
you leave it like 3 or 4 sessions, so everyone forgets.
Yeah, that's it.
for those of you who have been watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. This is going to be, we're going to wrap this up here. But you guys, we're going to come back. I'm going to send you a link in normal chat. We're going to come back and do some player feedback for Beadle Grimms. We won't share that with the World Wide Web, but this is just for Beadle Grimms. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. That was the third and final part of our locked library assignment. But we'll talk about it in a sec. All right, until next time, see you later.